This is good coffee, is it?
No, this is instant.
Oh. But long neck, though, right?
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
the only
right.
kettle I've got now.
Oh, okay.
You haven't got a choice over that.
Does the long neck make a difference to instant coffee?
Nah, not really.
That's what I've been saying. It makes a difference to delayed coffee.
Pour over.
Instant coffee. Can you get some more volume on me, please?
Yeah.
It's not that I want to hear myself. It's just that...
No, it has been turned down.
Oh, dear.
Can you hear that?
Yeah, that's a bit better.
Yeah.
Okay. Now it feels like I'm...
Present.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Feels like I'm here. How are you, Steve?
I'm all right. Have we
right.
started?
I don't know. I don't think... Not officially, because you haven't played the intro yet.
All right, okay.
But just...
Pre-show banter.
Appreciate better.
Yeah.
Yeah. You right?
I'm fine.
Coffee. Does it still make it feel... I think I slipped this morning into starting to drink hot drinks. Because I'm tired of drinking like 12 litres of sugar every night. So I'm like, I'm going to stop that.
You probably should. Yeah.
But
I thought you were on sugar-free.
I was.
Oh.
But I also wasn't at the time. But yeah, I was like, I'll start drinking hot drinks now. But it feels horrible. I was brought up the way I was brought up was like, not like, everybody drinks tea.
Yeah.
It's like you make drinks for the overlords and you resent them. And you'd never want to become them, so you never drink hot drinks. And today I was like, maybe I'll become an overlord, I don't know.
I don't know. Everyone I knew when I was younger drank hot drinks. I didn't start feeling like an adult until I stopped putting sugar in them. And that was in like my 20s.
Yeah. No, it's never... It's been a resistant thing for me. And it's more work.
I remember you were always adverse to it, and it was always more of a psychological thing than it was I just don't like the taste kind of thing.
I always enjoyed it.
Yeah.
But it's the labour of it.
Yeah.
And it's like, if someone offered to make me a hot drink, I'd gladly accept. But in my own free time, my time's too well spent, wasted, to just go and like make a cup of tea.
Yeah.
Clink, clink, clink. It's my own issues. My own issues.
Yeah.
Yeah. Restart the show. That was good banter, that was.
Oh, yeah.
I drink tea. Hot drink.
Rolling.
Oh.
I can't do shit, but I know I want to. Maybe if we talk about it, I'll find shit to do. I got a brain somewhere and you got one too. Something to be fucking do.
Just start doing that on Reddit or whatever it
Marketing
is.
meeting over?
Yeah, real quick. What the fuck's Reddit? I'll do that, I guess.
It's a thing.
Try and figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Get in touch with people. I found I got invited to... I'm not a big fan of these podcast creator forums. Just because it's weird, because to me this is definitely a podcast, but there's loads of people who want to have a discussion about it.
Oh, right.
It's like, and there was someone who said, post I read, and it was just like someone who was so pained. They were just like, please, fact check before you say something on a podcast.
That takes out all the fun.
Yes, I think what you want to listen to is a book.
Yeah.
Like, just go listen to a book that's got like checks and balances and all that kind of
stupid.
stuff.
I try to point out. I think we both try and point out when we don't know what the fuck we're talking about.
That's like the headline.
But yeah.
Yeah, and it's like if we do find something wrong, we do redact it, and we've got a blackboard video for that. Like we always, if we find out something,
we made a whole video to pinpoint our mistakes.
Yeah, but they're talking about like I guess like what true crime is the main podcast. It's always like, Jack the Ripper didn't kill people's eyelids; he killed something else. It's like, well, if you're listening to I don't know, why has it got to be true? Why are you so pained that? I guess their podcast is like really true, and you go like, well, I could go into hours about how it's not and how truth is.
I suppose it's how
subjective.
you look at them. Like if you were at school and your teacher didn't know what they were talking about, like if you're going from like an educational standpoint, they failed you.
Yeah, well, it's just like it's a podcast. It should be taken with a pinch of salt at least.
Yeah.
And then they go, "Oh, I think we see them as part of a fan club." It's always the thing that I've thinking about it. Like, if you're a fan of Kevin Smith, you'll enjoy getting to know him a little bit more on his podcast. You're not doing it to necessarily keep up to date with all of his posts. You might do, but again, that's kind of a fan thing anyway.
Yeah.
All the podcasts I listen to, I'd consider myself to be a fan of that person.
Yeah. So I don't think we listen to anything that's just like, what's new in tech this week, or like that kind of stuff.
I've tried.
Shit,
because I do some techie stuff, and I was just like listening to it, was like, oh, this is.
I tried it for marketing for a while, and I was just like, this is garbage.
It's just really plastic. It's just it's just really, when you walk into a sales company, that's what's playing on the TV screen or whatever. It's just like really crap, really bad, jokey, plasticky people trying to get through material that is terrible because you're just reading out like patch release notes, basically.
Yeah, like, don't get me wrong, like, if there's someone who's passionate about what they're talking about, like, I watch a lot of camera guys on YouTube, and there's a bunch of them now, like, teaching you how to do things with cameras and showing you the stuff that they've done and everything. And it's like, you still end up kind of more glomming onto the personality than the subject more than anything, but they can tell you what's going on in the world in that field and not make it seem like you're watching, like, Newsbeat or something.
Yeah. But it just feels, I don't know. Yeah. Informative podcasts, I get. Well, no, it's more like narrative or like fiction podcasts that are like scripted and telling a story. Be like, that's quite interesting, but like, do you want them to be fact checked?
Yeah,
it's a fucking story.
Yeah.
What is it you want? I guess the only thing I can think of is something like true crime or political debates or, whatever that just want to fact check. It's just like, that's the majority of the feel of a lot of these forums, is people who either are interested in podcasting, have been podcasting for a little while, or people who want to help out here and there. And it's just like, after a while you just get like, why am I part of these? But anyway, got invited to a few more, one of which is apparently is headlined as, there's no rules in here, so no one will get kicked. So now,
oh dear,
I'd love to see if we
how
can get
quickly you'll get. You'll defy that.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think up a plan. And I've seen like the profile picture of the admin, and I'm like, oh, I'm pretty sure I could offend that person. So just try and figure out what to do with it. So, get involved in the community.
Yeah, yeah. Reach out.
Yeah, we're just not that. I don't know. It's a really weird dilemma that I'm trying to figure out, is how to interact with people when I don't like people.
Yeah.
And you don't like people, so I can't be like, oh, Steve, why don't you deal with these people?
I was on the train yesterday, like on the way home at like, I don't know, it's like 9:30, 10 o'clock. And in actual fact, I woke up in Wilmslow because I just fell asleep at some point, and the train had stopped, and I had to go and like ask passengers like, what the fuck is going on? And they were like, oh well, some guy threw up everywhere, like just everywhere.
Okay.
So they had to stop the train so they could clean it up. It's like, that's a lot of vomit. But,
yeah.
All right. So I ended up
vomited so hard the train stopped.
Yeah, we ended up stopped in Wilmslow, and there was these three girls like sitting opposite me. And do you ever overhear like normal people's conversations and be like, I'm so different.
I just want to sneeze on this conversation. Sneeze and run. Yeah, definitely.
Like, they'd been to like a gin festival, and they were talking about how much they liked the glasses that the free glasses that they got from the festival, and just all of the wild things that they'd done, like queuing up and like just
wild.
Well, it's a bad example, but
I had one. I didn't feel. We're talking about what made us an adult. I can't remember whether was this in the banter where we felt like an adult. You felt like an adult when you stopped putting sugar in your drinks.
Yeah,
I felt like an adult a week or so ago. Was in the town, and it was like I think like midnight, 11 o'clock, and I went to a newsagent's to get a drink, and it was like caged off because it was after hours. It was like the whole shop was caged off, but you could walk into the doorway and order something from the counter.
Right, yeah.
And there was a bunch of student age people, I don't know whether they were students, but crying outside the doorway. I was walked. I was like, "Oh yeah, excuse me, I want to get a Lucozade."
Yeah.
So excuse me. Then, oh, excuse me. Look, we need one antihistamine, just one, but we can't afford to buy a pack of 8. Can you buy us? Can you convince the teller to sell us one antihistamine? I was just like, no, I'm not going to do that. And
No.
it doesn't make any sense. So you're just asking for charity. It's fair enough, but just make it more your charity.
Yeah.
So then she started more cry. It was a group of men and women, and the men were trying. The men were being student alphas, but like, oh, they should just why can't you have one antihistamine? So because they come in a pack. There's £2.
He's
for
not
like
a pharmacist.
24. And you go, what? And I was just listening to what they were talking about. So what's going on? I'm having an allergic reaction. What to? I don't know. I just need one antihistamine. You don't know, so just to drugs.
Yeah.
Just have medicine.
I mean, it won't kill you, but
apparently it was going to. So it was just like, okay, wasn't. Right? That was their feeling of it. And there was this whole like debate about why she can't buy one pill.
Just
like,
go
hang
to
on.
bed.
So you got 24 pills. I think it's something like that in an antihistamine box for £2 for what it was. And it was like, oh, so that's what she wants to give the counter like 5-10 pence.
I just want one crisp. Could I buy a bag and just have one crisp?
And she's like, oh, please, miss, like, I haven't got any money on me. Would you mind? And I was like, oh, because I'm the adult. Of course, I'm not going to help you because this is a learning experience for you. I just felt like I was handing down wisdom of like, if you're dying to death of an unknown illness, have £2 on you so that you can buy some antihistamines.
If there's
you're obviously wrecked.
Yeah.
So you've obviously got money. It's not like there's a sick person on the street and there's nothing, and they have nothing they could do about it. Like, you're wasted. You're just having a drunken argument.
Yeah.
Between the 20 of you, you've got £2.
Yeah.
You're just dealing with the situation however 18-year-olds or whatever 16-year-olds deal with it. It was just
It's bizarre.
It's an adult situation.
But I felt old then. Like when I was like 18, 19, like I know I was
You had your crisps in the fridge.
I would have still definitely been immature. I think in some respects you have to be. Even if it's just that you're naive.
Walk through a drive-through.
Yeah.
We were like 21.
Yeah, I've done that.
Yeah. It's not the most adult thing. Well, I guess it is, if you think about it. I'm a car.
Yeah.
I'm a grown-up car now.
Yeah.
Give me a Big Mac.
But we went to a McDonald's and bought a burger with our own money, essentially.
And our own imaginary car.
Yeah. Well, the door wasn't open.
Yeah, they were only serving cars, so you had no choice.
Stupid.
I've just got to be a car then.
You're open, but only to people that can drive. That doesn't make sense. You're not a garage.
Too drunk to drive. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but no, I always felt quite old when I was younger. Like more, I don't know if more mature is the way to be, but just like you're all doing really young things and it's boring.
Yeah. Well, it's like it's just a lot. You gain a palette to life's experiences the more you experience stuff. And I think a lot of people, they don't really go out of their way to experience lots of things. Like Love Island is like not if you've got a long palette of something, you might not find it that entertaining. But if it's the newest thing you've ever seen, it might be groundbreaking. So you got like, well, people who really enjoy it, maybe they enjoy it genuinely for whatever reason. You go like, oh, it could just be because they haven't seen a lot of television or something like that. And I think it's the same with life. Like, people just don't go out, or when they do go out, like, they go out there just looking to, I want to fuck a blonde. It's like, have you not fucked a blonde before? No, but a blonde's my type. Okay, so you haven't had a lot of sex then.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just like, all right, well, that's your night out. Okay, fair enough. Go enjoy. Have fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
I watched someone die last week.
Grown up.
Yeah. It's just that weird. I think it's a palate, I guess. That's what. Yeah, it's a taste bud thing, isn't it? Just you can taste more complex flavors the more flavors you taste. Yeah. Over time. Guess that comes with life as well.
Apparently, all of that I heard is it's all mental. It's all psychological and to do with habit.
Taste.
Yeah. So it's like there's no part of you that's like predisposed to like not like broccoli or some shit like that.
I think there is.
Apparently, there isn't.
Well, apparently there is. Moving on.
Yeah.
No, because you've got genetic predispositions to other things, like snakes.
Yeah.
Like some people are afraid of snakes.
Yeah, but no one has an
babies
instinct
can hold their breath.
to dislike broccoli.
No, but distinct
I don't know what
dislike
happened.
poison.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there might be, it's a sliding scale. Poison to broccoli. Might work. That makes sense. But yeah, I agree that a lot of it is habit in terms of like the stuff you enjoy.
Environment.
But there's probably, upbringing and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I imagine there is something that, children don't eat piles of shit like this lying around.
Yeah.
There's something in them that goes I'm not a big fan of shit. But, you know what I mean? So, yeah, it could be something like that. But yeah, I do agree that, you're not like gifted. It's just the way you are brought up depends how you like something.
Yeah.
So it kind of works. That was fun.
Yeah. Oh, I watched the I watched the Swedish episode.
Oh, did you? Wasn't that funny?
I didn't get it.
You didn't get it at all?
Just every time I yawned, like a weird fact about Sweden showed up on the screen. I was trying to figure out how it was related to yawning or whether it was just a boring fact.
I think it started off as, because I edited that episode, it started off as just Steve yawned a lot. And I just wanted him in a casual way,
I just
throw it up and remind you. Because just while you're yawning, I'm trying to be entertaining. So it's like a really weird heckle. So isn't this interesting? So I started off, I think the first time you yawned, you something about Sweden was being spoken about.
Right, yeah.
Basically. So the first one was like, Steve's bored by Sweden. And then there was like 5 other times you yawned. So I was like, well, if you're bored by Sweden, let's just give you some more interesting Swedish facts. Sweden exports paper, iron and oil. No, it just made me laugh because it just felt weird. And then it sounded like then it started to remind me of Monty Python and the Holy Grail, like the opening credits. Where I think it's like a Norwegian subtitler and like starts writing his own subtitles, gets fired, and there's a whole plot thing throughout the opening credits. And it just felt a bit like that to me. It just made me laugh the more I thought about it. It was like, it's just a weird random thing that organically happened.
Yeah.
From being just insulting to Steve to, let's inform him about Sweden. Oh, have you watched the Derren Brown Miracle yet?
No.
Cool.
Is it going to make me... Is it going to terrify me like the push?
I just remembered it ages ago. Oh, yeah. No, I just remembered it ages ago. I started trying to brainwash you. And it went on for like 6 or 7 episodes.
Yeah.
And then in the end, I was like, I can't keep this up for however many episodes. I mean,
it's going to take...
This was before we did video.
Yeah.
So this is at least like 4 months ago.
Yeah.
And I was like...
It was before the wedding.
Yeah. Yeah, like over a year ago then.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it was... I was like, it was Derren Brown's The Push. And you were like, I was just about to see it as well. You've ruined it for me. I'm like, okay. Well, I had to. And then it's like a year later, he still hasn't watched it.
I've seen The Push.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That was good.
I haven't seen Miracle.
Yeah, that's the one where he tries to convince a racist to not be racist.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
It was all right. It just had a weird brainwashing thing on it that I tried to do. That was, I don't know why that popped into my head earlier today for some reason. But anyway, so good week. Yeah, good week.
Yeah.
Yeah, that antihistamine woman's probably dead now.
Well, so's all right.
Yeah, it's that whole thing of like, I'm gonna die, and then it was like, because you haven't got antihistamines. You should have antihistamines if I'm asthmatic. I've always got an asthma pump somewhere.
Yeah,
anything
you can cure with like store-bought antihistamines is not going to kill you. Yeah. It's just going to leave you uncomfortable for a while, like hay fever.
Maybe.
Hay fever's not going to kill you. You're just going to be very uncomfortable. But it's not like not having ibuprofen. A headache's not going to kill you. It's just it sucks.
I can't eat grapefruit. You know that?
Why?
Diabetic.
Really?
The medicine I take, if mixed with grapefruit, it's explosive or something. It's really damaging.
Right.
And I always enjoyed a grapefruit from time to time because of how horrible it is.
I hate grapefruit.
That's why I love it. That's why I love it. Used to have it like,
of course,
when I was feeling rough in the morning and I was doing like a long shift. just drinks. I drank like a couple of liters of grapefruit juice. And I was just like, oh! And then your brother's like, okay, right, now you're alive.
It's disgusting. And the worst thing about it is it looks really nice.
Yeah, like a weird...
But it's not.
Orange.
It's horrific.
But, you know, I think that's...
People cover it in sugar to make it bearable. I'm like, how is this fruit?
I never did that. Well, fruit's sugar, innit?
Yeah, but not like granulated sugar. You don't
Caramelised
put
banana.
a pound of sugar on a banana.
On an apple, make it a candy apple.
But that's a sweet. That's different.
Case closed.
Yeah.
No. So I used to drink all that, and because it was horrible. But I think maybe that's just the flavour that I like is absolutely disgusting. Because some people don't like to eat things they.
Do you like Marmite?
No. But I'll eat it to prove a point.
I'll
eat
like
it if I'm having a bad time.
Yeah.
Oh, if I eat Marmite, at least then. Because with grapefruit, you feel like there's some kind of magical thing
benefit.
In there. Probably.
Yeah.
Probably isn't. It might be. It's like, just chug that. You'd be like, okay, yeah, I'm fine now.
Yeah.
Because used to do it with like some protein shakes, you'd feel like you got hit with a bolt of lightning.
Right. Okay.
Like some of them, you drink,
like
you'd be like
pre-workout stuff.
But post-workout stuff. But it was a Maximuscle thing. I think it was Promax or something like that. But it was so, it was so, something was in it, and you just felt you like zoom, you really alert afterwards. I don't know whether it was just like the deficiency after a workout, feeling knackered, and then suddenly you get all this sugary, powdered, nonsensey goodness.
Yeah.
You just go, yes, I'm alive now. And sometimes you'd get that with other stuff, with grapefruit and all that kind of stuff. Grapefruit.
Great.
It's your privileged because you can eat grapefruit.
I don't want to.
Well, you're privileged, so you have to apologise and move on. Update, just because there's a natural flow. We spoke last week about robots.
Oh, yeah?
It's not coming as I was going to. An audience member emailed us in. There's pole dancing robots now in France. So they are taking over the world slowly. But the best part is their heads are CCTV cameras. So it's just... just imagine a stripper, but metallic, but with a giant CCTV camera on their head. Doing all the moves.
It's distracting enough if they're like, if it's just a regular stripper wearing a GoPro, but like,
just like a speed camera. Apparently, it's part of an art exhibition. I think is what it was. They were trying to say how sexy art, but art in a way. It was something about. He's quoted as saying, "The artiste." I was playing with the idea that if a document could be sexed up, maybe CCTV cameras could be sexed up as well. Sure. I mean, why not? Go for it. I just love the image. It's so funny to me. Just like somewhere in France, right now, there's a CCTV camera dancing for money. And everyone's like, oh, Brexit or no Brexit. It's like, have you seen the CCTV cameras are dancing for money?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stage, surveillance.
And his brother from the corner of 12th Street. XMR. That would be good.
I'd go and see it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
People are scared about people being racist against robots.
Yeah.
Nah, it's going to be great.
This is the future, this.
Yeah. Throw a speeding ticket.
Yeah. We featured the robots in one of the highlights this week, and I made a thumbnail, and I was worried that it would get taken down or something, but I think it's just subtle enough to not quite be able to tell what it is.
Right.
So it's fine. But it's essentially like a robot with like an anal fleshlight for a mouth.
I did not pick up on that.
You didn't notice it?
No, I thought there was just some kind of robot.
No,
from
changed the colour and made it all blend in properly.
Yeah, your thumbnail game has been on point.
It's getting there.
Yeah.
Saturn in a yarmulke.
Yeah, that was the one. I was like, oh yeah, well this one's got to go up today. So that's to happen. The owner of the SC Club, Laurent Roux, is pretty clear that the human dancers on staff have nothing to fear from their temporarily metallic interns. Temporary metallic interns. Not temporarily
temporarily metallic.
They will evolve. For us, it's a wink, a homage in a way to robotics. We need something human, warmth, physical contact, and this is really putting together opposites. To each his own. Some people like blondes, other people like speeding cameras. Put them together.
Yeah. What have you got? Summit weird.
Rust. I don't know how it was. Anyway, into the news. A student practicing extreme yoga has fallen 80 feet from a balcony.
Well, that's what you get, innit?
Downward facing dog.
It's pretty extreme.
Yeah, I mean, extreme yoga. I mean...
Does that mean, like, on the edge of the balcony?
Yeah.
He fell off.
Basically.
Good.
Well, I think it was... it was a balcony on an apartment building or whatever, and she was like... she was sat on it upside down. Yeah. If that makes sense.
I assumed it was a bloke, because I was just like, yeah, it's yoga, but only a bloke would be that fucking stupid.
It was a woman.
But no, here we go.
Yeah.
I'm going to be extreme.
Just, I don't know what I mean, yoga's meant to be quite, not meant to be pushed. It's there's extreme, like, heat yoga.
There's different stuff.
Lots of different...
Hot yoga is just, this defeats the purpose for me. Like, I do...
Hot spin as well now.
Fuck that. I do like a 10-15 minute yoga thing after a run. It's like to help like hip mobility and all of that stuff, but like there's nothing stressful about it. It's
not pushing yourself.
You still feel a stretch and everything, but I don't know. It's like meditation for your joints.
Yeah, it's meant to be this like slow, deliberate movements that cause the massive amount of muscle movement or whatever. The same as like holding a tennis racket up or holding your arms up.
Oh yeah.
For a while, you go like, "Well, that's not hard." Like, yeah, but if you do it for ages,
just keep going.
That's yoga.
Yeah,
that's what yoga is. And yeah, I did hot yoga once. Vomited everywhere.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I think there's yoga in many different forms. Just like if you're not in shape, it just becomes like, oh, this is. Your body's releasing so many toxins into you in order to get out of you that you're just like, oh, I'm flooded with a weird curry I had 2 years ago. Yeah, went in and finished though. I was quite proud of that.
You went back?
Oh yeah, in the same class. Like I went, pardon me for just one moment.
Yeah, sorry everybody.
Went outside.
They stopped the train. They cleared it up.
Apparently they didn't know I vomited, but I vomited loud, and the bathroom was like right next to it. And I was like brand new.
Oh, did you run out and vomit?
I walked out.
Right.
Because it was so hot, I was feeling faint, so I was going to get some air.
Yeah.
Sat down, I was like, oh, no, I'm just going to vomit now. So I went, let's go to the bathroom and vomit. And then I came back in and was like, oh, just carry on. And then afterwards, I just vomited out there. Really? Yeah, I feel great.
You always feel good after throwing up.
I love vomiting.
Just a flood of endorphins, just like...
I've always enjoyed it. It's always just been it's something so surreal and weird.
It's the anticipation. I don't like feeling sick, but the actual act of vomiting is fine.
Yeah, I would rather whenever there's a point I've gotten to now where I know I'm going to eventually vomit, so I'm just like, can you just hurry this up in some way?
Yeah, I've
never been able to make myself vomit. Never really tried, but I think I've tried a few times. I've been like, no, it's not really. So let's wait. But then as soon as my brain realises that, my subconscious goes, let's get him to vomit. Let's get my subconscious is my friend. Just, tries to get rid of all the toxins. But yeah, hot yoga. It was good. Well, I'd do it again, but it wasn't what I expected. It was just in a hot room, as in a room with all the radiators on.
Right.
Like it was still it was an old folks' home, I think, the place I did it. And it was just like in a classroom. But it's with radiators on. I was expecting like steam and to be in a proper sauna.
Oh, right. No, they
just radiators.
Just make a hot room.
Yeah.
This is horrific.
Well, this one just, she fell off a balcony, using the guardrail as a prop for extreme poses. But a risky move nearly cost the yogi her life on Saturday afternoon.
She fell 80 floors and she nearly lost her life.
Landed on the pavement in Mexico. She was treated by paramedics with the Red Cross, and then brought to hospital where she underwent 11 hours of surgery. Well, I guess she might have been really relaxed, yoga, when she fell all those stories.
Just tuck and roll.
She was in critical condition on Monday, having suffered fractures to both legs and arms, hip and head.
Christ.
Hips and head. You've only got one hip. bone?
Hips.
There's two sides to it, isn't there?
Yeah, they're called your hips, but I think
there's not like legs where they're not connected directly.
Yeah,
like hip bones are connected directly.
Well, it depends what you mean by hips. I think a hip is the joint, whereas the pelvis is the bone. Maybe.
Scum.
Yeah.
Neighbours claim they saw Terrazas, that's her name, perform the upside down pose over the edge of her terrace. Yeah, we saw her, and we watched her fall, and we don't mind. The Attorney General's office confirmed that the rail was structurally sound and that the woman's slip was an accident. Well, it wasn't the balcony's fault. You fell off your balcony. The balcony didn't collapse or bend or anything. You just decided to fall off your balcony.
Yeah, there's railings there. And if you stay on this side of it...
If you use your noggin, you'll be all right.
You've got a perfectly good empty room there for doing yoga. Just do that. Go on the roof. That's a bit extreme.
Windy. Yeah. Be fine. Do it in the street, in the traffic.
Yeah.
That's risky.
Do it on the edge of a balcony.
Just people falling off stuff. It's always funny. Oh, we've got a new segment, especially for today.
Oh. Woman doing some knitting. Mm-hmm. Stab.
Stab. Welcome to Stab. A man has shot himself through the head with a spear gun in a diving accident. Stab. A priest has accidentally shot himself in the face. Yeah, what a priest's doing underwater.
Do you have the ceremonial spear gun?
Baptism by spear.
Harpoon.
Yeah, I'm confused that a priest is underwater. I'll be honest. I thought the flood was a bad thing. Like, just going underwater. Oh, look at all these fish.
How can you can't tell who you're baptising if you're all wet?
If everyone's in the water. maybe it is just extreme baptism, extreme yoga.
But it unlocks your priestly powers because if everyone's in the water, you can do like mass baptism. Like that whale's a Catholic. That whale's a Catholic.
And that one's going to hell because it's envious of that starfish.
Yeah.
Whatever it is. He shot himself in the face with a spear gun while he was scuba diving. God, why are you using man science?
Do you think it's loaded?
Well, it's quite funny. It's a 3-foot dart impaled his head. His escape was called a miracle. No, he's fine.
What?
This is the thing. He was spearfishing in the sea off Scottburgh Beach in Durban on Saturday. I put my gun down while I was trying to get some sinkers out of the rocks. I'm assuming sinkers are a fish or something that's in these rocks. The 48-year-old father of two told the country's Sunday Tribune newspaper from his hospital bed. A big wave came, and with that wave in action, I tried to remove the gun. So he put the gun down to move some rocks.
Yeah.
A big wave came, so he went, I better move my spear gun.
Yeah.
Picks it up. Just goes straight through his face. The arrow smashed through his right cheek, out in front of his left ear, but missed his brain and eyes.
Christ.
So what, right cheek came out of his left ear?
Below his left ear? Or?
Yeah, I guess so.
So just...
in front of his left ear. So there, I guess.
Yeah.
So yeah, it went...
Jesus Christ. You know what?
There is a God.
Woman falling off a building 80 floors after doing stupid yoga, doesn't die. Guy shoots himself through the face with a spear, doesn't die. Yeah. Steve Owen.
Yeah.
Just knocking about with stingrays.
Yeah. Through his heart or something, wasn't it?
Yeah. What? This is unfair.
What, the women in priests should have died. Keep living? Die! It's called stab.
It's a miracle. It's not a miracle. You're now a bad example of how to be a person.
Well, this is the part that I like about it. The priest said, after it happened, when I tried to move my head, I couldn't. And I realised it's because there was a spear in my face. I managed to stand up, and I just thought, let me stay awake. I screamed for people to help me while I walked back towards the shore. So there's some people on the shore enjoying a picnic, right? And then suddenly out of the water comes a screaming priest. Just a dart through his face. Oh, oh. What's happening to Father David?
Fucking
come from the sea.
Collar's all covered in blood. It's just...
He's still holding babies.
Yeah, there's a little fish on the end of it, smacking him in the face.
He ain't caught one. He was able to make it to dry land where lifeguards treated him. Lifeguards? He's got it's just a spear through the face.
Yeah, standard lifeguard procedure.
Yeah, just CPR.
Yeah.
What are you doing? I don't know. That's all I can do. While a fisherman shortened the embedded projectile with an angle grinder.
Oh, God.
But I think that's what you got to do.
Yeah.
You haven't got much choice. The harpoon's going to have a sharp end, an arrowhead end. You have to cut that off.
Yeah, just...
But you kind of go like, do you have to do it right now?
Yeah, you can't get in the car with a 3-foot arrow in your face. Can't fit through the door.
I didn't think how big 3 foot was.
It's a meter. Like, that's big.
Yeah, 3 foot dart. I had to double check. Like half the height of a person.
I like that he was just like, and then I realised there was a dart in my face. Like, I'm pretty sure I'd understand that immediately.
Well, I don't know, there'd be a moment where you'd be trying to process what the fuck.
No, that didn't happen.
I'm tired now. Doctors were able to remove the spear after he was airlifted to hospital. He added that he had no plans to quit spearfishing and was already planning his next trip. Yeah, it wasn't the fish's fault or the sea's fault. You shot yourself.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not afraid of spearfishing. You shouldn't be. You should be afraid of you.
To be fair to him, this one seemed more like an accident than the yoga one.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, because even though it was entirely his responsibility, it was more like, at least you had a purpose to what he was doing.
Yeah.
And this person doing extreme yoga... I mean, extreme yoga, right? You go like, you could have achieved the same amount of yoga if the balcony was inside the building.
Yeah.
You're just doing it for an additional thrill.
I bet she recorded it. I bet she did.
Yeah.
Because people do these things in order to show other people. Like, oh, look what I could do.
We'll talk about that a little bit later.
Oh, right.
It comes up a little bit later. In other news, in other stab news, Jamie Quinnen of Louth, Lincolnshire, was mid-jump on a trampoline when... The wording's weird, right? But he's on a trampoline. Mid-jump, one of the coils on the trampoline snaps off the base, flings up, and stabs him in the back. Impales him in the back.
Oh.
Just like, boing, boing, no. Yeah, catapulted into his back. It was travelling so fast, an estimated 70 miles an hour.
Oh.
It remained embedded in his body until specialist doctors could remove it.
Christ.
Imagine being killed by a trampoline.
Yeah, I could. Well, yeah, and not because you like fell off it.
No, you were just trampolining, and the trampoline said no.
Yeah, no, he suffered a misfire on a trampoline.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. He said his father said if it had hit elsewhere on Jamie's body, in his head or throat, for example, we might have lost him. Might have. No, yeah. You would have lost him.
Well, no, to be fair, this guy put a metre-long dart through his face.
If it went through the centre of the front of his face, he might have been okay. Christ. The doctors said they'd never heard of something like this happening with a trampoline. It's climate change. If anything's climate change, trampolines killing people is climate change.
Yeah.
Sometimes it feels like the spring is in my back. So it's been removed, but he still feels this trampoline. The spirit of this bounce back trampoline.
It's an emotional moment when you bond with a trampoline for the first time.
But I'm getting a lot better and stronger now. I feel relieved that it wasn't worse. Yeah, sure. I mean, stab.
Yeah. Christ.
In other there's no more stabs.
Oh.
I know. I wish there was more.
Good segment.
If you want to go out and stab, go for it.
Yeah.
Send us the link.
Yeah, tell us what happened. Send us the footage.
So this next article is kind of like, I see it a bit more objectively than I think a lot of other people see it. And I think it's the same with everything. I think that's what comedy, because I think you had a moment in one of the highlights recently where, because you hate innocent people. So like if like I think it was like vegans, right? You were like, of course it was a fucking vegan.
Yeah.
There's a weird one of the things about comedy and stuff like that is that it releases tension because you've obviously got that you've got a frustration about something, and it's given you a channel to throw it out. And it's kind of the same thing here. Because I think it's just because about vegans. A vegan masseuse has taken her neighbours to court in Australia for having a barbecue. Which is obviously like, this person's a twat.
Yeah.
But you gotta go, I understand the point of it. I mean, in terms of social nuisances, if somebody was having a barbecue behind your house every day and it was incredibly disgusting smell, you would feel uncomfortable and you would want to be able to have the ability to
maybe it's
complain.
misleading because they haven't given enough context. It's like, was it every day, or is it made out that it was just once and she's just fucking mental and was just like, no, not on my planet.
And then even if it is on the regular, you go, well, how regular is regular? If it was once a week, you go like, it's kind of forgivable.
Yeah.
It's the same. Fine. It's just neighbourly conduct, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Have you had problems with your neighbours at any point? I've never had problems, but I felt like...
Not per se. Definitely nothing that was ever worth confronting anyone about. Yeah. But like some like noise issues and stuff. There's
an ice cream van parked outside your house when I pulled up. I had to shoot it away.
That guy's a fucking predator. Like when we first moved in, he parked like just down the road. And I walked out and bought an ice cream from him. And since then, like, he pulls up right outside the house twice a week.
This guy's going to want an ice cream sooner or later.
Yeah.
If I block his cars in, he'll have no choice.
Yeah.
No, I've had moments where because of my behaviour, it's kind of changed neighbours' beliefs, not like opinions, I think. So like up until recently, it's been so hot, my windows have been constantly open.
Yeah.
And I work until the late hours, like 4 a.m, 6 a.m, and I've got music playing. And recently I discovered that, that music's actually quite loud. I didn't realise. So it kind of affects that. I've also had windows open when I've had like people round and we've been rowdy and stuff like that. And I'd be more than that. If anyone said, could you mind, escalate, would you mind keeping it down? I'd be like, oh yeah, sure. We just didn't realise.
Yeah.
Done that kind of stuff before, so I kind of feel like it's
a lot
kind
of people
within
won't
the same
confront, and they just end up like seething as though you're an asshole when you're not trying to be. It's just you're oblivious.
You just say it's fine.
Yeah.
But with this one, I think there's a whole thing about this is just a political thing of like vegans. It's just the people's hatred of vegans.
They're definitely painted in a very stereotypical way.
Yeah.
Where if someone says vegan, you get an idea of what that person's like.
Yeah, there's a negative feeling about that person. Same way, like, it's the same thing with, like, hippies.
Yeah.
Like, I was thinking recently, like, the millennials today are just the hippies of the 60s, where, like, hippies were, like, not really conforming and kind of raising more issues and raising more problems.
Yeah.
And a lot of the population was like, oh, it's just a dirty fucking hippie.
Yeah.
And it was always a negative aspect. And I never understood that, because when I was younger, I was like, hippies, yeah, man.
Yeah.
It's Neil from the young ones. Be like, oh, this is great. So I think it's just like people just going through the same cycle of one generation disliking the previous generation.
Yeah.
And just changing the colour of their tie every now and then to be like, oh, hippies, oh, millennials.
No, we wear this one now.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Silly Carden... Scylla. Oh, sorry. Scylla Carden says fumes from meat wafting from next door are ruining her quality of life. All I can smell is fish, she told The News. I can't enjoy my back garden, I can't go out, and I haven't been able to sleep. You can't sleep because you can smell meat. So it's not even noise, it's the odour.
It's just the smell.
Yeah, so the smell of food. You're like, well, you can solve that.
Well, you in one of your flats when you were in London, you lived above an Indian couple or an Indian family that were always making curry, and the whole place always smelled of curry.
Yeah.
Because
I liked curry, and it wasn't really a bad smell. And then it was only like if you're in the kitchen.
Yeah.
So it was a strong odor, and you go like, well, okay, but she's saying that from her house, she can smell what's going on in the garden. I'm assuming of days afterwards, unless she's saying while they're barbecuing. The smell is so strong that I can't sleep. You can kind of go, okay, that kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
Don't barbecue that late into the night, or barbecue it in the oven to be compromisable or whatever. In a 400 Okay, so she's a bit of a... She wrote 400 pages of complaint. So she's...
What?
So she's crazy. That changes everything. Fuck this person. I wrote but I tried to defend her. You go like, well, she may have just documented all the offences. It's kind of okay. But 400-page dossier of evidence presented to judges. She also said her neighbours smoked on their patio and sometimes had lights on in the evening. Yeah. Fuck this person. They don't have enough lights on during the day. Always have their lights on in the evening. All right, screw you.
Weirdo.
The children, she added, make noises when they play with their toys in the garden.
Yeah.
Fuck this person.
Kids. Oh my God.
I understand the pain. I understand it, but you have to recognise that society needs families more than they need you.
There's a thing I've accepted. I know there's certain things about me that are thoroughly antisocial.
Yeah.
Like if there's kids fucking about or whatever, it just irritates me. But I know it's not reasonable to be irritated. That it's just me and my problem. So it's not something I would ever like bitch about or go and complain about. Yeah.
400 pages. The State Administrative Tribunal of Western Australia rejected her claims and said there was no breach of residential law. I mean, it's just another weird thing. We have to go, well, just look, people have families in houses and the country supports that because they need more people. So society just wants kids more than it wants you. You have to accept that you have to live with this. Yeah. And you need to fix your own problem. Don't kill the kids. Don't, prevent fish or whatever it is you want to do. Just be like, no, you need to learn how to protect yourself from your surroundings.
It seems like
in that situation
wouldn't be happy living next door to anyone.
Yeah, you get the lights. I mean, unless people are have night vision,
they have their light on in the evening.
Yeah.
All right. When do you have yours on, you freak?
And I get it that it can be distracting, but I think I've also just come from. I lived in central London, where it was incredibly noise and light infused. You go like, that's nothing to me. And now, admittedly, now I recognise when there's something noisy outside, but. Yeah.
I lived in the middle of nowhere in comparison to you. Yeah. And like, I still don't care about stuff like that.
A motorbike, apparently.
Oh, well.
That's too loud. It's more noise pollution than a light that's gone on outside.
Yeah.
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 You haven't written a dossier about it.
That's
the thing that makes her a brat. An appeal was also rejected by the Supreme Court, and she was told
the Supreme Court?
Just imagine posting 400 pages to the Supreme Court and then just returning it. No, this is stupid. She was told she couldn't take a case any further, but despite both decisions, the last which came in July, she's now told Australian media she does not consider the case closed. Well, it is. And she'll look for another avenue to pursue it.
Move.
It's not closed.
Move to a new avenue.
Everyone has closed it for you. This was also sent to me by a listener, and they pointed out that apparently there's a petition for thousands of people to attend a barbecue outside her house, which is funny.
Yeah,
it's funny. She won't like it, but it's hilarious.
Yeah,
and it's in good enough jest that it's like you're overreacting to something that's very silly.
Yeah,
so just don't be daft.
Good Lord. It's a poor, sensitive soul.
Yeah. Well, I understand that you're upset, but you're not the most important person is one of the things. You have to go like, well, you have to give kids leeway. You can't complain that kids are noisy.
Yeah.
Unless they're being noisy at you. They're like, kids are noisy. So like dogs bark. People complain that dogs are barking. You're like, well, it's a dog.
Yeah.
Birds sing. Dogs bark.
I'd be worried about dogs barking if it's barking like all day, because then I'm just like, well, there's something up with the welfare of the dog.
Well, I tried. I called the police on my neighbours once because
on myself for my dog.
No, yeah, I've told the story before. I just moved into the house. I didn't know my neighbours very well, but I knew that they had severe disabilities. They had oxygen tanks, they had handrails, and they had a dog. And the dog was barking constantly for like 4 hours in total. After 2 hours, I popped round just to see if everything was okay. Looked in the window, and there was keys on the coffee table. So I went, okay, well. They don't drive because they've got severe problems. So I was like, okay, well, I'll call 111 and see if They can get in touch with. I've got no contact details with them.
Yeah.
No one else on my road was in. So okay, I'll just call 111. So they phoned up and said, yeah, we phoned them. Everything's fine. They apologised for the noise. Well, I don't care about the noise. It just, again, might be something was going on. Maybe someone fell.
Yeah.
I don't know. But they got really offended. They came round. They sent their mum round. Bear in mind, these people are like 50 odd. Their mum came round and was like, why did you call the police? It's like, well, because I thought, they're in danger. Well, don't do it again. Okay.
All right.
I don't mind that.
Yeah.
I'll happily sit next to a corpse.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just go for it. It's fine by me. Whatever you want to do. So yeah, people love to complain about stuff. But 400 pages of a dossier, that's pretty impressive.
In my experience, people love to complain to each other about stuff, but they don't necessarily love to complain officially about things.
Yeah. Well, I liken it to, I've realised that I really, more and more so, don't care about politics at all. And loads of arguments tend to become political. And I'm not invested in any way. So I'm kind of not in, like, this whole thing about, but, this vegan, you're like, okay, well, do you like it when people are noisy by your house? No. Well, that's all that's happening here. I mean, but she went too far with the dossier and all that crap. But you go like, I don't care enough. You're making it, and that's what most arguments become about, is not politics per se, but like social politics. You're like, Gareth from down the road, he's at it again. He's parking his ice cream truck outside of Steve's house.
Well, it's the fucking star signs again. It's like people feel the need to be tribal or within a group or something, of like, and to use that as an excuse for someone's behaviour. It's like, well, of course he's done that. He's a Capricorn.
Just anything to vent unrational displeasure. Yeah. I guess is how it is. In other news, I don't know whether this is good news or not. A teenager is believed to be the first in the UK to go deaf and blind due to his diet. So it's just one of those... You hear loads of these cases about people not eating enough varied diet.
Yeah. Like vitamin A for your eyes.
Yeah,
or like
there was someone... there's loads of Channel 4 documentaries if you want to find them. But like, I think there was one about a guy who only ate spaghetti hoops. And that's all he ate. It was always like, oh, how is he still alive? Well, this one's deaf and blind now. The 17-year-old lived off a daily portion of chips, crisps, white bread, and processed meat. It's not even that specific.
Yeah.
He ate processed meats. That's what, ham, chicken, microwave chicken. So he's got some kind of meat in there. He's got white bread, carbohydrates, I guess, chips and crisps. Just not much vegetables apart from chips.
Yeah.
But there's people who swear by just potato diet to get stuff going. It depends how long you've been doing it, I guess.
Yeah, if you've been doing it for like a month or two, fair enough. If you've been doing it for 15 years, then you might go blind.
His poor diet resulted in a number of vitamin deficiencies, led to the boy developing a condition called nutritional optic neuropathy.
Blindness.
Which is usually seen in malnourished children. Purely dietary causes of are rare in the Western world. It damages the optic nerve, which leads to sight loss and could be blindness. The unnamed patient from Bristol also developed hearing loss and bone weakness. Bone weakness, like that guy in Unbreakable. Samuel L. Jackson in Unbreakable.
Oh, right.
That was a whole universe, apparently. I think they made like 3 films in there.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think they made a few because it was all about like Samuel L. Jackson was really fragile.
Was that Glass? Or was that?
I think that was in the universe.
Right, okay.
Yeah. Because this guy, Samuel L. Jackson, I think was the glass guy. Like, he broke loads of bones really easily. So he thought, there must be my counterpart, like an enemy who can't break. So he caused loads of planetary destruction until Bruce Willis didn't die in a train crash. And it turned out he was unbreakable or something or whatever. But so eat all your veg. Don't go blind.
No.
In other news, a Florida man who was worried his smart car might blow away in a hurricane parked it in his kitchen.
I love the meme of Florida man.
Right, yeah.
It's always a Florida man.
Yeah, well, they're a special breed, I guess.
It's just Florida's fucking boring.
Just do random shit. Jessica Eldridge said her husband Patrick was afraid his car might blow away, so he parked it in their kitchen. She added in the Tuesday post that her car was in their garage. So either it was in their garage, you put it in their kitchen, or it was in their kitchen that you finally put it in his garage. In less devastating hurricane news, a woman in Nassau, Bahamas, said she had collected and was sheltering nearly 100 stray dogs in her home to keep them safe.
That's cool.
It's been insane. So many dogs. I can't even go one step without a dog being on my foot, but I'm not complaining because everyone's safe, and that was the main goal for this. For some reason, there's a pause. I don't know why. I'm not complaining because everyone's fine. And more than a dozen bricks of cocaine washed up on the 2 separate Florida beaches Tuesday from waves churned up by the hurricane. One washed up at Paradise Beach Park, and 15 bricks were found in a duffel bag that had washed ashore on Cocoa Beach, about 20 miles north.
Oh.
Smart cars, dogs, coke.
Yeah.
Hurricanes. Must be weird. I don't know. It's one of those things that I don't think we can relate to at all. The same thing with all the horrible things that happen in, if you generalize America. Just like, can you imagine if there was people dying at school or dying in nightclubs from like all these attacks? I can't relate to that at all.
No.
Like, I'd be very concerned if I went to America, even though it's probably so dilute that it doesn't really happen anywhere.
Yeah.
You'd be like, I don't want to send my kids to a school where they might get shot.
These are isolated incidents. And compared to the amount of people, the amount of actual schools, and the amount of days in the year,
but still,
it's very rare.
It's less rare than it not happening.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a weird thing. But like, I've always thought it'd be weird to live in like Tornado Alley or something in America. It's every now and then you have to panic and run to the basement, and then your house just might be gone. But then they still build their houses out of wood.
Yeah.
But I don't understand.
Why are you doing this?
What's going on?
Yeah.
But yeah, constant hurricanes. Can you imagine, like, the whole world must be different. You can't buy beachfront property in Florida, right? Because there's so many hurricanes.
I suppose.
No point.
Yeah. No, you'd have no house.
Yeah. So property must be really cheap or something.
I'd find it weird to live anywhere where the standard thing that you make a house out of isn't bricks.
It is weird.
Yeah.
There's some brick houses in America, but you're talking like 1 out of 100.
Yeah. It's all like wood.
Yeah. It's just cheap, I guess. You don't need it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was watching some show, and I realised the amount of shows in America where people go out like rambling and, just for their spare time, go out climbing and all that kind of stuff. And you go like, well, that doesn't really happen in the UK as much. Why? Oh, because just the weather's not as regular.
Yeah.
You go, we'll still do it, but it's not like, on my lunch break, I'm going to go hiking. Like, all right, but you might get fucked.
Yeah.
Like, it might just rain and you get screwed.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it's not as mainstream. You have to have a lot of money to do that kind of stuff over here, I think. Whereas in America, you just do it if you want.
Plus, most people don't work anywhere that's worth hiking.
Scarborough.
Yeah.
I don't know whether Scarborough's a hiking town. Might be.
It's a beach town. It's got hills. But... Yeah, like, yeah. Yeah,
so it'd be weird to live in a place where there was a constant... I mean, how many hurricanes do you hear of on the east coast of America, like Florida? There's at least a couple a year.
It's like every other day.
Yeah, at least one a month.
Stupid.
Well, they go by alphabet, and it seems to cycle pretty quick. So I imagine you probably get about 26 a year, however big or small they may be.
Yeah, well, in Florida, they get storms every single day.
Yeah. And I love a good storm.
Yeah.
But it's a weird... Like, this is my life.
Take the magic out of it. If it was every day.
It's become boring.
Yeah.
On to some audience participation. A few emails in. We've got a leftist council member recently tried to stop feces being cleaned off the streets of Seattle with a power washer, arguing that it was racist.
What?
Jet washing shit off the streets apparently brings back memories of fire hosing civil rights activists.
Oh, shut up.
I nearly skipped this one because I was like, it's just the same old shit, right?
Yeah.
But you go like, this isn't like a protester stating this. This is a council member, which I'm assuming is a member of their parliament in some way. Holds some kind of office in that area.
Yeah, it's just someone with authority.
Yeah, someone who is trusted to rationalise.
To be sane.
Yeah. You can't wash shit off the floor because it reminds us of fire hosing civil rights activists.
Don't clean up, it's racist.
And you go, I don't know how much civil rights activism there was in Seattle. I don't know.
No, I don't.
It might have been, it feels like it was less But maybe it was more. But maybe it was happening.
What would they prefer? They want shovels? Just clean.
It's just one of the things where you go like, really? What do you want us to do?
Yeah.
I mean, this is do you want to spend more taxpayers' money on cleaning this up with more labour? Because we can do that.
Yeah.
But it's going to come out of you're saying that it should be more expensive, which means people should pay more money because you don't want to use science, technology to jet wash it off the floor. This seems weird. There's an area littered with fecal matter. And there's an order of daily power washing on the sidewalks because they reek of urine and excrement. I'm sure they do because they're full of shit.
Yeah.
Leftist council member. Maybe I'm confused by the term leftist council member. I'm assuming it's just an opinionated piece and they're saying this council member is a member of the left.
Yeah.
All fear the left.
Yeah, it's definitely become a justification for it's become a calling card for the insane.
Yeah, or is it he's a member of the leftist council? I don't know what they're saying. Larry Gassett pushed back against the proposal, arguing that it was racist because it was power washing. Brought back images of the use of hoses against civil rights activists.
Is Larry black?
I have no idea. But
I'd be interested to know because ordinarily the people bitching about this are not black. They're just overly sensitive and pretending that they're doing the right thing by people.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's just hippies. It's the new generation of hippies from society's perspective. Like, homegrown compost. It's like, you have to use this, man.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, no, you can't use hoses, man. Civil rights, man. It's just like, what are you talking about? All right, fine, whatever you say. I guess we'll just leave. Will you clean it up then, please?
Yeah.
No. Well, then, can you shut up?
Well, fuck off then.
Let us please clean this shit off.
Yeah.
And lastly from me, a Swedish behavioural scientist has suggested that it may be necessary to turn to cannibalism in order to save the planet. Do you want to save the planet?
Eat yourself.
Have you tried just eating people?
Yeah.
That seems like that's going to be the right thing.
I think this will work. I think this will work.
Appearing on Swedish television to talk about an event based around the food of the future, Magnus Söderlund said he would be holding seminars on the necessity of consuming human flesh in order to stop climate change. I mean, it's solar power,
it's a roundabout
wind
way.
Power,
yeah.
Eat people. Oh, okay, fair enough.
Paid off by the cannibalism super PAC.
I mean, I think this is the whole thing they're talking about like, the meat, what do they call it? The meat and the dairy or farming industry is apparently responsible for a lot of climate change.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, transporting trucks, I guess, equipment and livestock being quite bad for the environment for whatever, methane or whatever it is. So why not just eat your relatives?
Yeah.
If you want.
Why not just spend a generation not rewarding people for having kids? Like, if you want them, you can have them. But we're not going to make it like
benefits to having kids, I guess, to society, isn't it? It's just like it's just be more green.
There's enough of us.
Is there?
There's enough.
Is there?
Yeah.
Oh, well, if there's enough.
If there's enough. I'm not saying we need to eat each other. But like, just slow it down for 50 years.
I don't know. Population control is always a weird one. Because the whole Japanese thing of like having one kid.
Yeah.
Like,
no one has to die.
Weird. But they will.
I mean, like, not against their will.
It might. Well, Japan threw baby children, but baby girls off of bridges and stuff.
Yeah, that's not good.
No. So you go like, they say that the people reproduce less, the better off the country is. Yeah, like because people breed more in terms of poverty than they do when they're not in poverty. I guess because they haven't got a job that they need to stay in. Their lifestyle is more like, let's just have kids and have more kids, and that's all you kind of focus on.
Yeah.
Whereas if you're not in poverty, then
one of them will get a job.
Reduces. So you go like, they just improve the environment of your country to make it a bit more palatable, I guess. But yeah, it seems like a weird step to start eating the dead. He told the host of the show that one of the biggest obstacles to the proposal will be the taboo nature of corpses. That corpse is a bit taboo. And the fact that many would see it as defiling the
I
deceased.
think he's missing the point. It's not corpses that are taboo. It's eating people.
Are you defiling the deceased if you eat them? Yeah, I think you are. I guess it depends what defiling means.
Yeah, but maybe
disturbing them.
If you had a form that was just like, are you willing to be fed to dogs
You can eat me.
after you've died? I'm like, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I don't care, man. As long as people have consented.
It feels like it's a step in a direction. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
It feels like once you start eating your grandparents on your birthday, that just
It's tradition.
more things will happen.
Yeah.
Let's not go that direction. Let's go over here
Yeah.
instead. Let's just increase minimum wage or whatever,
What
get
the fuck
people
ever.
to make more money. That'll be better. Sutherland also acknowledged that people are slightly conservative when it comes to eating things they're not accustomed to.
Slightly conservative towards eating a bloke.
Eating your ice cream van guy.
Yeah.
Or, just some person. And it will come in like a bag. Like a microwave meal.
Yeah.
Gregory. This was Greg.
Where,
All right.
Where's
fair
Steve? Oh, he's out saving the planet. Like, cut to Steve in an alleyway eating some bloke. Like,
Yeah.
I'm an eco-warrior.
Doing his part. Doesn't smell of fish.
Yeah.
Barbecuing people. Fucking seems like a weird way to go.
Yeah.
So apparently cannibalism might help. Maybe it will. But let's not go just yet.
I'd like to hear some reasoning behind that.
Yeah, I think. Well, they said it's just the farming and meat industries. Which
So
I
we
guess,
just eat people instead of eating animals.
I guess is what they're saying. Yeah, just to have it as the primary source of food. It's renewable in a way.
I guess. Yeah. Takes 80 years to mature.
Yeah, like a good jerky. And it's just like, it just seems like you fucked up
Yeah.
as a society if you have to start eating the old
Well, I think
or the dead, not necessarily
I'm not
old.
against finding alternate sources of food, and
Did you do the whole insect thing?
Yeah, well, that's the thing. There's definitely taboos against certain things. I don't think taboos against eating people is really the highest concern when you consider that people have got taboos against eating insects.
Yeah. Well, there's just
if
so
you could
much
break
waste
that
food.
taboo, then there's a lot of that's a whole industry.
Well, there's so much wasted food. I mean, even the worst, say microwave meals, they've only got the shelf life of a certain amount of time, so they must all get just thrown away. It's just blend all the not expired yet but shelf life done foods into a milkshake and give it to the people. At least then they've got some food.
Yeah.
And it's just made from, because shelf life and expiry is 2 days difference or something with a lot of stuff. And you go, there must be so much that's just thrown away by companies.
Yeah.
If people buy it and then they don't use it, you can kind of go, well, that's kind of dumb, but it's your choice.
They enacted a thing in France where every store over a certain square footage, so it wound up like supermarkets and stuff, any waste food has to be donated to shelters.
But even then, if it gets used, it might not get used.
There's more chance of it being used there than if they just put it in the bin.
Yeah, but just some way of repurposing that. That's what I would do if this was a real-time strategy game.
Yeah.
Repurpose the expired food.
Yeah.
Turn it into something else. You can make beef not go off for years by salting it or whatever. Just do that with all the weird food. How many people have got too many onions?
Yeah.
It's going to go off. Just put it in a pile.
What are you putting salt on me for?
Is there a weird tube that you put food that's all right? Gets sent down to the processing plant.
Yeah.
And gets given to people. Turns out that processing plant is just melting the dead and just feeding it to us anyway. This used to be an apple. All right. No, it's iris. Okay, fair enough. Anyway, that's me for this week.
All right.
End on cannibalism.
Steve's collection of useless meanderings. Scum.
Beekeepers. Oh, hang on.
Oh.
Did you know this thing about bees?
Beekeepers are advised not to eat bananas due to the smell making bees aggressive because it releases the same pheromones that alert bees to attack.
There's a certain flavour of bee that is banana that drives them crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like tropical bees, like just all...
That's a weird thing.
Like we get short-tempered in the heat.
But there is a thing where you can smell fear and you can smell all these emotions. You can smell grief.
What?
You know. Yeah, I'm convinced there is. That's good enough.
Smells like grief.
What
Did you mean beef?
You don't you don't know it on a conscious level. But like there's so many, there's so much senses stuff that happens subconsciously. Same reason if you walk into a room, you can kind of feel that something's going on.
Right. Yeah.
That whole
like
people say it's a sixth sense that you can tell when someone's looking at you.
Yeah.
You'd be like, no, you've just noticed them in your periphery.
Yeah.
And your brain's saved it and been like, just keep an eye on that.
Yeah.
And then you've heard things where you can hear someone walking around. It's because your unconscious mind is using all your senses to try and make a map of whatever. I think you got the same thing with the emotions and picking up on people and like that whole thing about being attracted to somebody. That's a big nasal thing, apparently. Like you can pick up on their scent. You can tell when somebody's attracted to you, when they're not attracted to you. Yeah, it doesn't necessarily have to be a conscious. I've thought this through, and I don't think I'm.
Yeah,
clicking
well,
with this
even
person.
to a point of like body odor, like BO stuff. A way that you smell might be horrifically unattractive to one person.
Yeah.
Is very attractive to someone else.
Yeah, or they might just attack you because you smell like you've had a banana recently. So it kind of makes sense, and I kind of feel like big mammal smells are bigger than bee smells, so they probably get overwhelmed by banana.
Yeah,
and then they just get, oh my god, we're under attack. It's a weird. It redefines. I guess bees are vegetarian, but I wouldn't expect them to communicate in fruit.
No,
like banana means attack, kiwi means go to sleep. Someone smells kiwi. Quick, everyone go to sleep.
Yeah. Oh, another bee fact. I haven't got it written down.
Oh, yeah.
But, apparently bees can be promoted. They've all got like various jobs in the hive, and then at some point, like the boss bee will come down and like give
shake someone's
give a
hand.
bee shake someone's hand.
Photo.
Yeah, give them a Rolex.
Get a big plate of meat, but we're vegetarian. That's promotion. It's fine.
Yeah.
I had a weird wisdom quote come to me this week.
Oh, yeah?
You know that bees only ever see one summer?
Oh, and then they die?
Yeah, because they live between 28 days and like 169 days, depending on the species or whatever. So, the bee only experiences one summer. So imagine you've had a really shit summer. That's all that that bee knows.
That's your whole life.
Just, this is shit.
Yeah.
I haven't been promoted at all. Yeah, but I think 28 days is like the average of the main bee or whatever it is. Man, that's a quick promotion process.
Yeah,
not even an end of month review.
Well, you get bouncers, the worker bees, the ones that go out and gather pollen, like explorer bees that find new lands, and then there's ones that just fill honeycombs. Their whole life is just stacking shelves.
Must be weird as well, because I guess that's the whole thing. Loads of insects, right? They just know they have a job to do and they do it.
Yeah.
So they must just go to sleep. Like no one comes and wakes them up. And
Oh, they
gives
sleep
them
for 8 hours a day, apparently.
Bees.
Yeah.
That must be an eternity. Well, they must use so much energy flying.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I guess.
I don't know.
I
don't think it's 8 hours continuous. Like, no, fuck off. Like,
don't want to put honey in the box.
Yeah, but it's like I can imagine 8 hours throughout a day of 24. Like, maybe they sleep in half-hour stints or something.
Yeah, just go away, sleep, come back, continue stacking shelves.
Yeah,
and then you die. Never knowing whether this summer was a good one or a bad one in comparison.
Yeah. Stacking shelves all my life. Dave got a promotion. Jim got a promotion. I'm just like...
They make so little individually, but they make more than they can possibly have.
Yeah.
As in, that's why it's okay
that's how
for us to have it.
beekeeping works. Yeah.
You've made too much honey.
Yeah.
I don't even think they eat it most of the time.
It's a waste.
Weight floating around in my head.
Fucking bees wasting all that
pollen. They must eat honey. They eat sugar water. Honey is basically sugar water.
Yeah, I thought I put part of me is like, well, the honey's just there to feed,
give them something to do,
to feed the larvae.
Oh yeah, maybe.
But then it makes sense that they'd eat the honey as well.
Yeah, that they could say that it was like a reserve.
Yeah,
yeah, because they just consume the sugar and stuff while they're out and about, I guess.
Yeah,
as well. beef.
Just imagine like being with your mate and just reaches into his pocket and pulls out a handful of honey. Like, well, keep me going.
That'll be good. That'll work.
Yeah.
All right, mate.
And the most dangerous, like, you can get all different kinds of honey. Like, if you go around a shop that stocks different types, it's like, oh, this is lavender honey, this is like orange blossom honey and stuff. The most dangerous job is banana honey.
Just you creak it open and it's like... Well, they say it alleviates allergies.
Yeah, if you have local honey a couple of months before the summer, apparently it lessens the symptom of hay
local
fever.
To where you're going. So if you're going to Scotland, for example, get Scottish honey from that area.
Yeah,
you're meant to be a bit more accustomed to it. I guess that's the same.
It's like
as
having a vaccination.
Shot. Yeah. Apparently, it might work. It might not work. No, one of those things where it says if your brain thinks it works, it'll probably work.
Yeah, placebo.
Yeah,
it's good.
It's been brought up like that.
Now, away from bee things, in 1972, a Canadian radio station, CBC, held a poll to find a national simile, which is like as American as apple pie, like that kind of thing, but for Canada. The winning response was, as Canadian as possible under the circumstances.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. It works. Under the circumstances. Yeah. We might not be as Canadian when it rains. I don't know. It depends. As long as we're Canadian.
Yeah.
CBC is the...
I think it's like Canadian BBC.
But isn't it... What's the Smodcast one? It's CBC, Scott, or like...
Scan BC.
Scan BC.
Yeah.
SBC, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
So BC is British Columbia, and I think Scan is the...
Yeah, like the police scanner.
The police scanner for the area.
Yeah.
Researchers played non-stop loops of Led Zeppelin, A Tribe Called Quest, and Mozart to Wheels of Cheese to see how sound waves would impact their flavour. Cheese wheels that were exposed to hip-hop had a stronger flavour than the others.
They were grooving a little bit more.
Yeah.
Science was just not explained as what it was when we were
growing up. Like,
I saw a video today of scientists.
If I put iodine in it, it goes brown. It's like this guy over here,
starch test,
rocking out with some Edam.
Yeah, I saw one today of scientists trying to figure out how to save people's chips from seagulls. Right, and it was just like a woman putting down her food on the floor and then just staring at a seagull.
You look at it. Yeah, you make eye contact, and the seagull's
and it's a bit like, yeah.
I'm just. All right, it's fine.
Yeah,
it's fine.
All right, you win. Whereas if you don't look it in the eye, it kind of comes in and takes it.
Because
it's
sneaking.
Stare it down.
Yeah, but then how do you do that with one that's like dive bombing out of the sky?
Just move your face into the line of fire.
Yeah,
whatever. Yeah, apparently that's science now.
Yeah.
So yeah, when we were growing up, it was just litmus tests, starch tests.
Yeah,
and not even we didn't do any dissection.
No, we didn't.
Never had any of that.
I guess it's
physics.
It's another one of those taboos, like eating people.
F equals MA.
Yeah,
I think there's more to that.
But that's always the thing that's pushed in the States. Whenever you see like kids in high school doing science, like they're always dissecting frogs or something like that.
That's because I guess they have too much.
And we were like,
that's before there was as much death in schools, so they just put more in.
Yeah, we were like growing cress seeds on the windowsill. Science.
Yeah, I don't even think we did that. No house pets or anything like that. Or class pets. Houses.
Did you learn about inertia by making a little toy car and sending it down a ramp?
Don't think so.
Then you had to make the most aerodynamic one. See how far it would roll.
I learned that my mate Daniel was pretty cool because he always put his hand in the Bunsen burner.
Oh yeah, like
yeah. He'd be like, yeah,
magic.
You're cool.
Yeah. Now do it when it's blue.
He's the same guy who drank diesel. That's the last I heard of him.
Drinks diesel and runs his hand through open flames. I shouldn't imagine he lasted very long.
He was a smoker. He's still smoking today, just not
underground.
His carcass.
Yeah. The last property office at Dublin Airport has an unclaimed tombstone with the words, "You will always be remembered, never forgotten."
With no name. Lost and found.
Yeah. Anyone lost a tombstone?
I left it in an aftershave shop.
Yeah.
Because that's what airports have lots of for some reason.
I left my
Lots of
hat in
aftershave.
Manchester yesterday.
Why?
Didn't mean to. Left it under the table while we were
Fair
eating.
enough.
There was nowhere good to put it.
Well, you're kind of evident that you didn't need to be wearing it, I guess.
Maybe. It was a cap. It was sunny.
Okay.
But it's like, maybe you can go back and pick it up. It's like, I'm not going to go to Manchester for that. But I'm just mourning the loss of my hat now.
Have you rang them?
Good hat. No, probably should.
You could be like, hi, next time I'm in Manchester, can I pick it up?
Yeah.
Maybe.
That'll work. I'll do that. Anyway.
I'm sorry to rain on that gloom parade. You could fix all this problem. Okay.
Yeah. And finally, there's an airport in Italy that will let you bring 500 grams of liquid onto the plane, as long as it's pesto.
What is pesto?
It's like...
Never trusted it.
Basil and oil and pine nuts, and for some reason I always think lime, but I don't think there's any lime in it.
You get red and green and greener and redder.
Yeah, but it's mostly basil and oil.
People put it on pasta?
Yeah.
Something like that?
Put it on pasta with some, like, parmesan or something. It's nice.
Yeah, I don't understand. But I've always been very direct when it comes to food.
Yeah.
Yeah, just eat this. Fine. Is it good? Yeah.
Well, like, pesto's not good if you just eat it out of the jar with a spoon. Like, you need to use it for something.
Like ketchup. You can't just eat ketchup.
No.
Great.
Yeah.
It's better with something.
Yeah.
So I guess you could say the same about pesto.
Yeah.
I guess if you buy it ready-made, I guess it's kind of fine.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's never been in my wheelhouse.
Yeah.
I guess lots of food haven't been in my... Lots of spices weren't. I had kind of slowly introduced myself to lots of stuff.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. And I was like, oh, I like this now. And then pasta... I got turned off by pasta within a year of uni. From eating all of it.
Oh, because you used to buy like 5 kilo bags and then you're like, well, this is dinner for a week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was just like, just overloaded. It was like, oh, it's not that great anymore. And it was always like Tesco value tomato sauce.
Oh, right.
Nah, it's never... Pasta's never really been a big thing for me.
But you were never a cheese person either.
No, still not.
Like, you like pizza.
Sure.
But
not like for the cheese.
No.
Yeah. I mean, I've had very few cheeses. I've had Red Leicester because it looks like the cheese that's in Tom and Jerry sometimes. And any cheese that was in Tom and Jerry, I kind of tried.
So you like Swiss cheese, the stuff with the holes in it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here and there. Lederman, whatever it is, I can't remember.
Yeah.
I know more cheese.
Leerdammer.
Oh,
I think.
Yeah, I think it's Leerdammer. Nearly got there. And I was nearly victorious.
Yeah.
Anyway, enough about cheese. So yeah, still got a load of stuff that we need to organise for later on in like 6 weeks, 7 weeks.
Yeah.
And Bilbo Special comes out in a couple of days.
Tuesday.
It's always going to be good.
Yeah.
Did you watch his? He's released a build up to it.
I've been watching the
Five
Cities one. There's Liverpool, and then the newest one was like Manchester, Glasgow, Birmingham, or something like that.
That was they were quite good, but it was one of those things that I've been speaking for a while about trying to get something visualized about what I want. And just having a weird brain fart moment again, like recently, and then I just started watching that. I was like, oh, this is actually really cool. So there's a really nice little Bilbo came in to give me something to visualize in terms of like, when he's talking about stuff and he's backstage on shows, you'd be like, that's really cool. Yeah. That's something that's really cool. In terms of visualizing something for comedy, you'd be like, oh no, that would be really cool to be like supporting someone who's like doing something like that or doing something like that.
Yeah, and he's like, he's driving around England and he's just like, I used to have trouble like selling out like clubs. Yeah. And now I'm in a completely different country and I didn't need to do anything to sell this.
Yeah. Well, he's just brilliant. So he's kind of got to give him props.
Yeah.
But so that's something that's coming up. But we need to sort out a load of stuff for Stoke-on-Trent. Yeah. And there's loads of stuff.
By the time this comes out, that'll be about 5 weeks away, maybe.
Yes, October 13th, I'm pretty sure. But it's just loads of stuff that's just... It's just trying to be productive and do stuff that we wouldn't ordinarily do. Yeah. And you go like, it's so easy for me to go... Ugh. Like, I had problems with social media Sundays. Some stuff just wasn't being posted that I would schedule. Yeah. And it'd be like, well, this is annoying. And then it was like, well, I can look into fixing this, or I can kind of do this. And there's a bit, and it was like, fuck you should just work. And then it's left it. So there's a couple of days of social media Sunday that didn't work. It's like, it just didn't work. Okay, well, now they're working again.
Yeah.
But there's a brief window of like anything. Even if I've already done it and now I'm doing something else. Oh, it's broken. Oh, well, fuck you then. There's loads of stuff we need to do. So, try and be on the productive train with that soon. It's like old episodes. I was thinking today of like, because we haven't always had this theme. We had song by the White Stripes. And like, in uploading all the old 120 odd episodes that I need to reformat into something else to make them YouTube friendly so that people can catch up on YouTube if they want. You're going to go like, there's loads of editing you need to do to edit out the songs and stuff that we use and then make highlights out of that stuff. And you go like, maybe it's just easier just to upload them with the song on. We might get copy striked. Might get copy striked on like those episodes that aren't new ones. But you can kind of go, well, that's the old library maybe. It's just the extra work. But it feels good to have an objective of doing something. By this deadline, you need to get X, Y, Z done. Yeah. It does feel more serious and organised. Yeah. So figure out what's to be done about it. Anyway.
I'm at Sing It Steve.
Yeah, and I'm at Nick Snip.
We are wisdom@pullingteethpodcast.com if you want to send us anything by email.
Yep. At Pulling Teeth Pod on Instagram and Twitter.
And you can join the Facebook group to see all of the news updates.
Yeah, we've talked about it for ages, but all of our articles are most of the time in the description of all the videos because they're all real. But now we're just going to start, send them out so that people can see them if they don't believe them and can check out the individual articles when they come out. So we're being more active on it and pissing about in more forums. So maybe a bit more social media stuff. I'm going to try and do Reddit. See if that's... Again, we've got the content for it. It's just another thing to manage. Yeah. It's like, I don't know. But it'd be interesting. See what happens.
Yeah. All right.
We're on YouTube. If you want to catch us on YouTube, we're on iTunes and SoundCloud. If you want to help us out, we're going to do it anyway. You might as well give us a like, subscribe, a review, anything like that.
Reviews on iTunes go a long way.
Yeah. Apparently they help. But yeah, only if you fancy doing it. Yeah. It's not going to change anything.
All right.
All right.
Well, that was 153.
Yeah, I think so.
Sure. That was enter number here. See you next week.
Yeah.
Bye.